Hello friends, it's me, your pal Bill Savely with Savage's Disc Golf. And today I want to talk to you about a tournament that I played in Joliet, Illinois at the West Park Disc Golf Club. Disc golf course, not club, course. Either way, they built this course back in 1979, and it's the oldest course in the state of Illinois, and it's the oldest still playable course in the state of Illinois. So, name of the tournament, the Unstable Discourse Open. It's part of the Greater Joliet Open Tour of this year, 2025. So I've played in the fraction run, and then I played in another tournament. I want to say there's maybe 5 or 6 events in this tour for this season. So I need to play in this tournament this weekend, and then in a couple of weeks there's another one. But either way, I've never played this course before, don't know anything about this course, so I grabbed a bunch of discs to bring with me for the tournament. And now I'm going to share with you the discs that I used out of the ones that I brought. So starting with the fairway drivers, my Saint. This thing is so reliable and so money for me. I threw this often, and boy did it respond. I also brought the Jade, which is kind of an understable control driver. And for some reason, this disc just didn't respond as well for me as it has in the past, and I don't know why. Also, I brought one of the first run Innova Motives. This is a very understable fairway / control driver. So I believe it's an 8.5 -3, could be a -4. I'm not really sure what the numbers are. But the thing that makes this disc really unique is it's only 147 grams. Most of my discs are right in the 170, 169 range. This one is really light, and this thing performed for me like a champ on the hole that I needed it to. I needed it to go straight out and then turn to my right, and that's exactly what it did, and it gave me an opportunity that I wouldn't have normally had if I would have thrown a different disc. I also, the Doomsday Chemtrail. This is basically like a Leopard 3. It's a 7.5 -2-1, a little understable. I threw this once on a hole that I really needed to control distance-wise, and man, chef's kiss. It did really well for me. I also brought my Westside Discs Underworld, another 7-speed, but this is 7.6, so it's got more glide. It's a -3 one, so it has more of a turn to the right with a little bit of a turn coming back to the left. I threw this a few times today, and again, it just responded really well. On one of the longest holes, I threw my Cicada on a second shot, and this thing worked like a charm. So this one might stay in the bag. I might pull it out of the bag. The Detour. I used this on hole number 2 because it was a short little par 3 that I needed to really keep as straight as humanly possible. And with my arm speed and the slight understability of this disc, it did pretty much just that. It stayed and stayed and stayed, and then just barely faded a little to the left. Still left me with a very good second shot. The Hex. I think I threw this thing on hole number 16, and basically I was on the very edge of circle 1 and made my putt for birdie. So I'm bringing the Fission Hex with me again tomorrow. My Zone. Let's talk about the Zone. I believe, yeah. So this thing, I know what it can do. I know what I can do with it. And when I really needed it, it kind of performed. But I hit a tree, and it came down, and instead of landing flat, it landed on its side, and then it rolled and rolled a little more, and then it hit to where there was a little berm that goes downhill. And it went downhill and into the street and out of bounds off of the tee. I took a bogey on that hole because I went out of bounds. Same thing with my Jade. My Jade I threw out of bounds because it went a little too far and the understability took over, and I landed on a road. Don't know about the jade for tomorrow. I will be bagging the zone tomorrow because I need it for those approach shots, especially on forehand. So it just didn't respond for me today, and that's okay because I know it will. The Envy. I love this disc, and I brought my Cosmic Neutron plastic instead of the Electron plastic. I like the feel of this, and of course I love the color burst. And this performed well for me on some approach shots that I needed to send out to the right and have come back to the left. So I'm bagging this. Also threw my Proxy. Don't throw the Proxy too often, but I did need it on a couple of holes, and man, straight as an arrow. I'm gonna keep this as my throwing putter, keep it in the bag. And of course, every single putt today, I used the Judge. The Judge is absolute money, so this stays in the bag. How did I do? Well, that's a good question. I had never played the course before, and since it's part of this tour that I don't normally play very well in, I thought to myself, realistically, where am I gonna be versus where do I wanna be? So I set the goal of even par. Nice, even, right down the middle. No pluses, no minuses. If I could just finish even, I think I'd be okay with that. And then I came to the first hole, and I did some practicing on what is hole number 18. And I am telling you, this course was all trees. It was narrow fairways. You had holes that went to the left, holes that went to the right, a lot of obstacles, and you had to really shape your shots. So then I started thinking to myself, my goodness, I'm going to shoot like +7 or +10 again because this course is tremendously difficult. And then I thought to myself, no, you're not. Focus. You've been working in the field. You've been throwing these discs. You know what they can do. You know what you can do with them. Just play every single shot that's before you. Try to think about where you want that disc to land to set up for the next shot. And that's exactly what I did. And I will tell you, on hole number 1, I threw my Saint. And because my first name starts with a W on PDGA for William, I was 4th on the card. So I threw last. Everybody's watching. I got up, did a couple of practice approaches. And then I came up nice and easy, didn't try to kill it, just good form. And this sumbitch took off. Took off. Went out a little bit to the right, crossed a bunch of trees, and then came right in and landed almost under the basket on hole number 1. I tapped it in for the only birdie on the card that I was on hole number 1. And I thought, here we go. And then I birdied number 2, birdied number 3, birdied number 4, birdied number 5. I think I birdied number 6. Then I went out of bounds and took that penalty, thanks to the zone. But overall, I shot even par. I shot even par today in the tournament. I don't know what that rating is because I haven't looked at it yet, and I still have tomorrow to play. But I am so happy about shooting even. I can't even begin to tell you. I made some really good putts today, and I only missed one that I should have made. It just didn't come out of my hand the right way. It went nose down almost immediately and just hit the basket. 10 times out of 10, I could probably make that putt 9 times out of 10. For some reason today, I just missed it. And then the OBs hurt me as well. So I know I can do better. I just, again, focus on the shot in front of me. Try to think about where that disc is going to land in relation to then what is your next shot. And that's going to be my approach for tomorrow. Takeaways. I absolutely love the Delwood Disc Golf people. They are beyond phenomenal. So this was part of the Players Pack. It's a Discmania P4. So this is basically this disc. It just feels a little different. So this one could be a nice approach disc if I wanted it for a forehand. The numbers I believe are 4303. So this thing is a meat hook for me. So I'll probably continue to throw Old Gene here, and this one will I'll save it because it's a It's a player pack disc. And then also, I got a t-shirt as part of the players pack. Pretty cool. And I tell you what, as a silk screener, side note, these are on Next Level Apparel shirts, which is a good blended shirt. And it's black on this color, which is, I don't know, an olive-ish. I could make these shirts in no time. Someday. What else? Lastly, we were a foursome. Two of the people on my card had their own caddies. One was a guy whose buddy of his was helping him with his shots, caddying for him. And then the other group was a young man, very young man. He was probably a teenager, and his dad caddied for him. And I will tell you this, I was pretty emotional about all of it today. Watching the relationship that they had, watching them work together, seeing how proud the father was of his son, seeing how happy that the son had his father caddying with him. For those of you that know me, my father was my absolute best friend in the entire world. And it was so nice to see someone else have a position with their dad, a relationship with their dad like I had with mine. So part of me was very happy and really just overjoyed at seeing this. But a big part of me was very sad as well, because oh my gosh, what I wouldn't do to have my dad back. So that's that. It was a good day. We avoided the rain. The rain didn't come until maybe the 17th hole, and it really didn't affect us at all because there were so many trees. A beautiful course. Tomorrow, my goal is 2 under. I know I can do it. You know I can do it. That's my goal. So thanks for watching. Thanks for cheering me on. Thanks for the support, the likes, the subscriptions to the channel. I'm going to take a couple of discs out of my bag. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 discs that I took with me that I didn't throw. So this will make my bag lighter. This will be the discs I know that I need for this course. And I'm off to the races. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you after tomorrow's result. Peace.